Oh man, remember the good times back in January, February when we got high tide flags like these that doubled, tripled in a few days? This thing had 2 high tide flags. These were really liquid too. From this one it quadrupled in a few days, and from this one it almost doubled in a 2-week period. Yeah, the good old days, beginning of this year. Not many people remember those good old days. Guys, have you seen these LEDs? Man, this is how you build your account, okay? This is how you get the first million. Unfollow all these idiots who only post quotes on Twitter and, you know, learn how to trade explosive stocks. Learn how to trade momentum. And once you get to your first million, it's very easy to get the next 5 million. Yeah, you won was also really good 3 days ago. Yeah, we're back in the market when you get these, you know, like 4 or 5 star setups on these micro small cap stocks, and then they double in a few days. It's really nice. Yeah, ASAN is also a pretty recent IPO. Yeah, big volume comes in, could be a good one. So AMC is still range bound, but if it loses the 20 EMA, preferably it happens to later in the day. Hopefully it builds a few more candles in this 50, 52, 53 area. You know, then the next stop would be the 65 EMA. You know, that's a 30% air pocket. But we'll see. Too early to tell yet. It could also go back to 60, so you gotta wait for the range to actually resolve itself. Oh my god, I'm telling you. You catch a few trades like this per quarter, you know, you're gonna have triple digit years every single year, even if all your other trades break even. You know, and this is also why you use a trailing stop. This is why you don't sell everything after 3 to 5 days. Okay? You know, this thing could go to 30. ESAN, so far the volume is so. It has traded about half the average daily volume, which is, I would prefer this thing to add more volume, but it could still work if it takes out highs of the day later. Or if it breaks this intraday range. UPSD, yeah, tricky one. Where should the entry have been? I don't know. This has been a tricky one overall. It had one easy entry, it was on the EP here. Since then, I mean, I guess maybe this day, but it was very white a few days before. That's the problem, but yeah. It's going now. In a market like this, you gotta hold for longer. Because right now, you look at the indices. Like, let's look at the NASDAQ. The 10 days rising, and the 10 days above the 20, and the 20 is about to turn up. And let's look at Russell. The 10 is above the 20 and the 20 is rising, and they're both rising. So now we're back in conditions where it's, you know, things are working, breakouts are working. We're coming out of a range, multi-month choppy range. Doku, yeah, maybe. What I don't like, it's still below all these moving averages. It's like a pocket pivot EP. I just made it up. You preferably want EPs to, you know, get over the moving averages. But yeah, but otherwise, yeah, it looks good. You know, it gapped up, had big volume. It already traded more than average daily volume. Good numbers. A lot of sideways, but it would have been better if it was above the moving averages. I would like it more. Now it's like, is it gonna get above or is it gonna get rejected? Like 5, you know, that one got rejected of the moving averages. So AMC, if it's gonna have a big bounce, what we want to see is the first red 5-minute candle or the break of the previous candle. That would be a potential add spot. Right now it's just, you know, range bound. This IHT could be setting up again for next week. Like, it had a breakout that kind of failed, but it's still building higher lows. If it can, you know, break over that 8 area again. And guys, if you need a calculator to calculate position size, you probably shouldn't be trading. I'm just telling you. You probably shouldn't be trading. Like, you should know what your account is at any time. And no, and you know, let's say you decide to put 20% into a stock. Calculating how many shares you need, it's not really rocket science. And calculating your risk from that, it's really very easy stuff. Yeah, I know. It's so stupid. In the EU you can't buy US ETFs anymore because of regulation, because they're too dangerous. It's so stupid. You can buy, you know, you can buy GME at 450 and AMC at 70, but you can't buy, you know, SPYs or QQQs. It's great to know that the regulators have our backs. Yeah, exactly. The ETFs are much safer than most stocks because you're buying a portfolio of stocks. Now, I get it if they would have, like, you know, banned the triple ETFs and stuff like that. But on the other hand, in the EU, you can trade CFDs, which have insane leverage. I don't think you are allowed to trade CFDs in the US even. So it's just so stupid. It really is ridiculous. But if you have a professional account, you can trade US ETFs. That's no problem. Yeah, you don't have CFDs. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I never see anyone in the US trade CFDs. It's a very European thing. Yeah, Minervini books are great. But you already knew that, all of you who had followed the link on the screen. But I recommend both of his books. They're really, really good reads. You know, you can buy his books, but you probably shouldn't give him another penny. All you need to learn about from him is in his books, really. BB, yeah, I held my short. It didn't bounce like AMC did. AMC actually took out the highs of the day. So I covered... I can walk you through the trade. Like, I'm gonna show you like these 5-minute rules that follow the 5-minute candles. It's such a great, like, especially if you're a day trader, you can make so much money on these types of trades. Like, you know, like on the bounce here, it got rejected. You wait for that first red 5-minute candle or the break of the previous 5-minute candle. And then for a long trade, you wait for the same thing, first green candle, and look at the bounce it made. It's insane. I covered most of it here when it reclaimed VWAP on this huge volume, and I covered the rest, I think. I don't remember when it took out this range. Don't remember exactly. And then I re-shorted when it broke down below these series of candles here. And then I added a little bit somewhere here. But yeah, that was an annoying bounce on AMC. BB was much, much weaker. That's a good question. Do I think about position sizing as percent of portfolio or as dollar risk first? That's a very good question. I love that question. Both, actually. It depends. You're not getting 10 to 50 reward trades ever. You don't need to add to your swings. You buy everything at once and then you let it ride. That's the key to getting 10, 20, 50 time reward. The risk. Not adding to them. If you start adding, you ruin your average. If you're a day trader, 1-minute charts are really good. I don't think you need them most of the time. I think you can do fine with 5-minute or even... You know, I know a guy who trades with the 60-minute charts. So, you know, day trades the 60-minute charts. So AMC can't get above the VWAP for now. Building lower highs. And it looks vulnerable on the 60-minute. Literally 30% air pocket. That would be a dream scenario if it faded 30% from here into the close. Probably not gonna do it. It's probably gonna undercut the 20 EMA and then it's gonna rally again. Just because it's AMC and all the fucking mall cops are buying it. Stock splits are bad for price? Not really. Both in the late 90s and recently, stocks have been rallying. Momentum stocks have been rallying after stock splits. Into the stock splits and after them. Yeah, who would have seen this BNTX happen? Who could have seen this move happening? It's amazing what can happen if you learn some basic setups. Peers? I would ideally like a few more days of sideways. E-man? Yeah, looks pretty good. I don't see anything on load. Galt doesn't look very good. Yeah, the whole sector is strong. Kia, QFIN, Tiger, Futu. Oh, Tiger off that EP. Jesus, if it had been, you know, more volume, more liquid, I would have bought a position. Man, so beautiful. Up, closing in on 50% after the EP opening range breakout. Sense, yeah. Yeah, these are the types of stocks. You have a small account, you gotta pay attention to these. You know, this is an EP. I don't know if it's, you know, game-changing news or something, but you can already see the volume is huge. You know, these are the types of stocks can double. I mean, you know, how many times did it double already this year, right? It doubled, and it doubled again, then doubled again, doubled again. These are the stocks that make big moves. Those are the stocks you should be trading, fast-moving ones. If you want to be a millionaire. If you don't want to be a millionaire, you can trade slow stocks. That's fine.